Poor Bob. He was the only person in his class at the Worldwide Superhero Academy not yet to receive his superhero name. He had yet to fully develop into a superhero, as defined by the prestigious Worldwide Superhero Academy, or as it is better known as, the WWSA. Any superhero worth his salt has graduated from the WWSA. The school is known throughout this world and any others for the superb job they do in sculpting the myriad skills of superheroes. From this school did graduate the famous superheroes Basalt, Golden Eagle Girl, and the Sandstorm. One day after his last mind power development class, warping inanimate objects, Bob went up to the chairman of the WWSA and asked why he had not yet received his official superhero name, which he would go by forever once he went out into the world to do good and fight evil. The chairman of the WWSA was a wise old superhero who, in his glory days, had been the renowned superhero Whitefeather, and he looked carefully at Bob. "What was your class learning today?" he asked. Bob pondered heavily the weighty question for a minute, and then answered gravely, "I don't know." The chairman steepled his fingers and rested his chin on them. "And why is that?" Bob didn't have to puzzle long over that question. "Today I was practicing blowing bubblegum bubbles," he answered proudly. The chairman closed his eyes and exhaled quietly. He waved Bob out of the office, saying as the young superhero sulked dejectedly away, "Oh, young Bob, if only you were as mature as your powers are, then the world, then we, would not have to worry about the likes of the evil villainous Machi." Bob hardly ever paid attention to his classes. The schedule given to him by the school mattered not to him. He went by his own agenda. First period was strictly for regaining sleep lost by the early start. Second was breakfast. Third period required the most heavy thinking for his day. The intricate folds which made his elaborate paper airplanes must be folded with the utmost precision. And so hence did his days proceed. Needless to say, Bob was not very popular with his peers. His immature behavior annoyed those superheroes to be who wished to learn the marks of their powers and better themselves and their skills. His lack of style did not garner him a faithful crowd of fervent admirers either. One day, after Incandescent sneered at him for still having his regular name, Bob went again to the chairman of the academy, this time demanding his superhero name. Once again, the chairman refused. Bob's shoulders collapsed, and he seemed to hunch down into himself. He turned on his heel and moped sadly down the hallway, sulking off away on his own. The janitor's closet was his favorite sulking ground, and he frequented that soggy place often, as he did now. But while Bob was sulking away, a terrible misfortune befell the WWSA. They were defeated and taken captive by the evil villainess Machi. Using her nefarious powers of hypnotism, she entranced and trapped all of them. In the room in which they were locked, she bewitched to make their powers useless. No one was able to summon their powers and unlock the door magically sealed. Machi was free to take over the world. Inside the janitor's closet, an aura of unease had settled upon Bob. Despite numerous adjustings of his suspender straps, he could not make the troubled feelings turbulent within him calm. Beneath the barrier of his immaturity, his telekinetic powers were aware that something near was wrong. Do I stay? Something's wrong. Something is telling me that something is wrong somewhere here. You're in a school of superheroes. Let them handle the job. What if they can't? What do you mean, what if they can't? Don't be stupid, Bob. Refocus here. You were counting the wads of gum stuck on the door. The battle raged in Bob, biology against intellect, warring for dominance and decision. Finally, he decided that it wouldn't hurt just to take a look around. Oh no, what would he do? What could he do? Bob, Bob, shouted the superheroes. They pounded with all their strength against the door of the room, yet all to no avail. Machi's magic held tight and true. Bob, you have to help us, pleaded Incandescent. I'm sorry, Bob. Please, use your powers to let us out, shouted Skylark. I can't. I'm not powerful enough to warp a spell set by Machi, fretted Bob. His mind flew back to all of the vital lessons he had missed in the classroom. Suddenly, making paper airplanes didn't seem very important anymore. I believe in you, Bob, shouted Savante. You have shown great development against even greater odds, Bob. So thus, by the power invested in me as the chairman of the Worldwide Superhero Academy, I, Whitefeather, now bestow upon you the telekinetic known of as Bob, your superhero name. Super Bob!